When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have ordained, who is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? You know, when God created this wonderful planet, every country, every tribe, God was thinking of those people. I appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye. God was gracious enough to allow us to live our lives in our communities with traditions and different things. But the gospel transcends all that. They are God's children, each one of them. And In Touch has been called to telling God's story to them. Maybe in not the language we all understand, but it's in a language they understand. Dr. Stanley has been translated into over 100 languages as we celebrate the 45-year mark. Hello, buenos dias, God's people. Good, hey? I grew up in Kenya, and it is such a joy to take this gospel to communities out there, because I was and I am those communities. So we're very excited because this year we have well over 1.2 million messengers that have gone around the globe. You can hear the same message in your heart language, the language you were born listening to.
建立他们的信心，使他们对那位应许要来除尽选民一切罪孽。
The messenger is an audio device that originally Dr. Stanley has in his heart to help the troops in Iraq. But after a couple years, the idea in our leadership to develop and send more messengers, not just to Iraq, but to put in other languages and reach other people. The original materials were messages of discipleship of Dr. Stanley, and then we add the life principles messages. And on top of that was the New Testament. Now we put the whole Bible, and we have at least 128 languages be translated.
Good to see you, brother. How are you?
So I'm gonna quote Dr. Stanley. We have gone far, now we go deep.
Here we go. The entire life principles are right there. Yeah.
People have come to us and said, look, can you come and teach us about these things that you're talking about? We have been able to come up with the Life Principles Conference, where we are able to go to a community, where we have people come who have been called to ministry, who have had no formal training.
The Life Principles Conference stems from Dr. Stanley's 30 life principles that he's developed for his life and ministry through the years. He has gleaned those principles and condensed them into an easy to understand type of study guide. It's so effective because it's so practical. We usually try to hold those conferences in developing or underdeveloped nations where typical pastors do not have an opportunity for formal training. We give them resources, though. We give them copies of all of our notes and our entire teaching manual. We give them a tablet that has a virtual seminary library on it. So they are able to further their preaching, teaching to their congregations. It is outstanding to just watch these pastors who've never had formal training to go back out and enhance their teaching. Technology is a wonderful thing. God can use technology, and I see him doing it in the slate or the tablet that we hand out to these pastors.
Dr. Stanley says that for God, we have to do the excellence. So in everything, we match or exceed the secular, and that we use it for God's glory.
We have a responsibility to cover the earth. Jesus said this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached to all nations. So we're busy doing what the Father has called us to do.
You can be saved no matter who, no matter what.
क्या करता था और कोई नहीं, क्योंकि वह स्थान परमेश्वर की उपस्थिति.
Porque tu nos deste tudo na cruz. Assim oramos em nome de Jesus.
Из руки моей, когда мы согрешаем перед Богом, Он наказывает нас.
Pagó la totalidad de su deuda.
ఒక్కరిని కూడా నేను తొలగనియ్యను.
What God's called us to do is to reach you where you are. And if the Lord allows us, we will come to your community. And from your place where you are able to hear Jesus. That's pretty incredible.
Vile kumbuka kwamba maoni yako juu ya Kristo itagusa maisha yako yote hata milele. Ni nini ilikuwa ikipitika